how big is your leadership? In my last post, I talked about how leadership means crossing a threshold, how it's ultimately about relating and even about love. But the impact you can create here, the impact you can create with your leadership, it depends on your spheres of interest and influence. Interest is an interesting word. It comes from Latin inter esse, and it means being in the middle of, right? Even interesting is related to this, right? So what you're interested in, right? And if your needs aren't met, for example, if your body isn't quite right, or if you have emotional needs that are unmet, safety needs that are unmet, or if your self-esteem needs are unmet, you're going to focus on yourself only. You're not going to have a capacity to focus on anybody else, right? So leadership starts with leading yourself first, with making sure that you take care of yourself. At Lumen, we like to say, extreme performance requires extreme self-care. So then, once you're nourished, once you've taken care of yourself, then you can expand your spheres of interest and influence, right? You can look at the person in front of you and actually listen to them instead of being concerned with what you might want to have to say, right? But, in order to have your self-esteem met or your safety needs met, right? Instead of focusing on that, you can focus on them and what they're telling you. And then you can make it a transformational relationship where both of you actually grow from the interaction. Or you can go even further and expand your interest into your team, right? It doesn't mean you have to be the leader of the team. Anyone in the team can take care of the team. And that can be as simple as making sure everybody has water and is well hydrated. But it can also mean kind of paying attention to the mood that's going on, to the emotions that are happening as you gather together as a team, right? And really making sure that everybody feels seen and heard on your team. And that extends into your organization even, right? Think about how you actually impact the culture of your organization. That's one of the things people don't understand about culture. It's not a thing that you can just, mandate, but it's actually an epiphenomena that happens in between how each of us shows up in the organization. And how you show up every day actually influences your organization. And beyond that, ultimately your ecosystem that you're operating in, and even the entire planet, right? So making sure that you take care of yourself first, then you can actually expand your spheres of interest and ultimately your spheres of influence and make your leadership bigger and bigger and bigger and more impactful. So ask yourself today, how big is my leadership? Or in the somewhat cheesy words of the Bee Gees, how deep is your love?